Major legal news out of the state of Georgia. A grand jury has been approved to investigate Donald Trump's election interference. Remember those 11,000 votes he wanted?
I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Yeah. It turns out crimes may have been committed there, and we may soon see the difference in power between a congressional subpoena and your regular, good old-fashioned district court grand jury subpoena. CNN reporting, DA for Atlanta area granted special grand jury to probe Trump's election interference. This is not good news for the former president. The article reads, an Atlanta area district attorney investigating former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 results in Georgia will be allowed to seat a special grand jury this spring. Fulton County DA Fani Willis requested last week to seat a special grand jury starting May 2nd. Some are saying that's an ambitious date, but we'll see. Fulton County Superior Court judges approved the request on Monday. Though the special grand jury does not have the authority to issue an indictment, the move will allow Willis to seat a panel exclusively focused on gathering evidence in the Trump investigation. She said she needed such a grand jury in order to issue subpoenas to compel witnesses to testify and gather evidence, a step toward pursuing possible criminal charges. Understand, this is all under the umbrella of criminality. Willis said she expects to decide whether to bring charges against Trump in the first half of 2022, which gives us that self-imposed deadline is June 30th. Now, can you do that between May 2nd and June 30th? You can. Legal analyses I've read say you can, but it is certainly aggressive. Willis wrote last week that her office received information indicating a reasonable probability that the state of Georgia's administration of elections in 2020, including the state's election of president of the U.S., was subject to possible criminal disruptions. This is very, very real and very, very serious. This is going to give the DA, Fani Willis, the power to file criminal subpoenas. These are much more difficult to delay or to avoid than the congressional subpoenas that we've been seeing under the umbrella of the Trump riot investigation. As far as she believes, she has enough materials to suggest crimes were committed. And in theory, at least, depending on if and what Donald Trump comes up with, if the situation surfaces, she could compel testimony to the grand jury to further the belief that criminality took place. Now, grand juries in Georgia have some interesting rules. The accused in Georgia does not have a right to appear before a grand jury. They don't have a right to have their attorney appear before a grand jury. They don't have the right to present witnesses or cross-examine witnesses. If you are accused and a grand jury is investigating you in Georgia, you are not, it is not a criminal trial with all of the rights that come as a defendant in a criminal trial. You can testify or refuse to testify in accordance with a Fifth Amendment invocation. And the U.S. judicial system considers lying to a grand jury very, very serious. And this is very quickly having the potential to become a serious criminal matter for Donald Trump. Now, let's talk about the timeline a little bit. Like I said, May 2nd is when the grand jury is expected or planned to be impaneled. And they are saying they want to make decisions about whether or not to charge Donald Trump criminally. If that is indeed the person that becomes the focus by the during the first half of the year, which is June 30th. So you're basically talking about 2 months. Can a grand jury really do everything it needs to do to allow the DA to make a charging decision in just 2 months? Again, in reading opinions from legal analysts on this, it is possible, but there are legal analysts who believe it is far more likely that the charging decision would come closer to the November elections. Now, I'm not even imagining what the repercussions of that may be, because there's still a lot of things that have to happen between now and then. But this is step one. Step one is you get the go ahead for the grand jury. You start sending out subpoenas. You see who shows up. and then you go from there. So might not be disastrous for Donald Trump. He does seem to be quite Teflon when it comes to anything that looks at him personally. But if you're Trump, you would have preferred the grand jury be rejected rather than approved. And that's where we are right now. It has been approved. Let me know what, if anything, you believe will come from this. You can find me on Twitter at @DPackman. Send me your thoughts. We'll take a very quick break and be right back. If you're having trouble thinking of what to give someone as a holiday gift, check out our sponsor, Shaker and Spoon, the monthly cocktail subscription box delivering the ingredients and recipes for craft cocktails right to your door. They send you everything you need to make the cocktails except for the alcohol. You provide that. It comes with a really nice recipe card, easy to follow. My most recent Shaker and Spoon cocktail creation was called the Capri Crush. It's a Campari and gin drink with spiced orange grapefruit cordial and Dash Fire orange bitters. Delicious. Mine turned out great. I know nothing about mixing drinks. Neither do most of my friends. But with my Shaker and Spoon cocktails, I ended up looking like I knew something about it, which is good. It's very good for my cred. You don't have to go to a crowded bar to enjoy an excellent cocktail. Shaker and Spoon lets you do it all at home. Great for date nights. Makes a perfect gift, and you'll get $20 off when you use the promo code Packman at checkout. Go to shakerandspoon.com/Packman, and the link is down below.